Good Wednesday morning, friends. Meteorologist Danielle Noyes here for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. Burst of snow tonight to mix, then rain for some of us. A fairly minor event overall, though the biggest impact will be on travel. Slippery spots tonight into tomorrow morning, and some slick travel that will linger longer in northern New England, where the snowfall lingers longer too, and the totals will pile up a bit. And we'll take a look at those in a second. Weekend storm, lot going on. Some light snow develops Saturday. A mix to rain in southern New England, though that mix through the interior may cause some issues, and snow mix in northern New England. That is both on Sunday, so both weekend days going to be impacted. We'll have more on that in Insights later on today. Storm center to our south. Brought some light snow to the Vineyard and Nantucket that will continue to pull away. We've got an easterly wind coming in off the ocean today. So while I can't rule out a stray flurry or light snow shower, wouldn't have a big impact. Gloves, winter coat, hat. Kiddos know the drill by this point in winter. Feeling like a single digits this morning and right around 20 for recess and the bus ride home for a New England-wide average. Notice the clouds thicken. A couple snow showers, come in off the ocean here mid to late morning. No big impact. The temperature will be at or above freezing at that point, but I just don't want you to be caught off guard. They will drift inland as some flurries, but notice they're not widespread. We're generally dry for the remainder of the region through the afternoon and evening. 7 to 9 p.m., little light snow develops southern Vermont, Berkshires, Southwest Connecticut, and will advance slowly east. So let's put about a 10 p.m. to midnight arrival time in central and eastern New England. A little bit longer, obviously, the farther north and west you go. Fluffier consistency across northern New England where the temperature is colder. Now, so it's a burst of snow with that mix line making northward progress through the overnight and pre-dawn tomorrow. So about 3 to 5 a.m. it comes up along the south coast and to the Mass Turnpike. Notice 5 a.m. tomorrow morning and then continues to lift north and west over the course of morning tomorrow as the temperature rises. So even by 8 a.m., north and west of Boston, outside of 495, will continue to have some pockets of sleet and freezing rain because look at the temperature. It's at or below freezing. It's plain rain the farther east you come and will be tapering off around midday to early afternoon to leftover showers at that point. Farther north you go, some pockets of mix in the valleys, and in central New England will linger longer right on through the afternoon. Notice the temperature, coldest in northern Maine, where the snow will pile up easily and continue right on through the early evening hours in many areas. Notice the temperatures, too, jump into the 40s and maybe even come close to 50 in a couple spots in far southern New England. So how much snow are we talking here before the mix and changeover? In southern New England, it's generally a coating. In far southern portions of the south coast to Cape Cod, including the city of Boston, coating to an inch. But 128 to 495, it's more like 1 to 2. And far northern Worcester County, 2 to 4 isolated amounts. Western tip of Middlesex County, western Massachusetts, stretching into southern Vermont. Let's say north of about Manchester as well. Then we go 2 to 4. Less in the valleys where we get that mixing in central and northern New England. But the blues here indicate about 4 to 6. In central and portions of southern Vermont and a big area from central New Hampshire into northwest Maine, with the deeper blues indicating 6 to 8 and then 8 to 12 with elevation. Northern Maine will also see it pile up too with a widespread 6 to 12 and locally higher amounts. And then either side of the turnpike in Maine will be a general 2 to 4 inches through the day tomorrow. Icing isn't a huge concern, but all it takes is a trace to really slicken things up. So through the course of the overnight and the morning tomorrow, there may be as much as a few hundredths to perhaps a tenth of an inch in a few spots in western Massachusetts, Worcester Hills, southwest New Hampshire, southern Vermont, and the Litchfield Hills, even in and around Hartford briefly too. So just be mindful of that. We may get the snow and then a little crust on top of that, which makes difficult cleanup out there as well and kind of weighs things down, but also will mean lingering slick spots in terms of travel on untreated surfaces. So high temperatures, 20s and 30s today. That wind increasing off the ocean. We'll have some gusts over 30 miles per hour on Cape Cod, particularly overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then the wind will shift around. But otherwise, overnight tonight, we drop into the teens and 20s to right around 30. And then we'll see those temperatures rise as we head into the morning hours. You can track it all in our app for your specific location. We got the videos at the top, the interactive radar, of course, as well, hourly and 14-day forecast, and the Send to Us tab right at the bottom, too. So if you snap a picture, you can send it our way. More on Insights and the weekend storm coming up. We'll see you again later on.